Hi, I'm Angeline. You're about to watch a video, as promised, about a petroglyph that is on the pass between one valley and another, near Paris Lake in California, San Bernardino County. So once you watch that, I recorded that one on the fly with as much information as I had sort of at hand, but we're going to come back after that and I'm going to round out the picture a little bit so we can get a fuller idea of what was happening there and with that petroglyph, what it may have been a part of.
So this is a little shorty about a place I've been wanting to come for a really long time. This is a boulder at Bernasconi Pass, which is near Paris Lake, San Bernardino County? San Bernardino County, California. And this is a famous petroglyph because, I'll tell you why in a second, but it was actually moved to this location to be saved from road construction over the pass here. And the story that is attributed to this petroglyph is you've got the first woman and the first man come together to create all the people of the earth. And this is why this is so amazing. You see what you have here? This collects water. You can see the water in there now. I wish it was raining a little bit more than it is right now, but the water pours out of there over this image that is typically considered a female image with the circle and the line through it, like the vulva or yoni. Typically though, I mean even more specifically, the circle is a typically female image, the line is a male image. And here we have the water flowing, earth and water together. In this one panel, they interact. The earth and the water interact together. So it's like a little mini story of creation. It's just spectacular symbolism, so elegantly described in this one, constellation. This is a very old petroglyph. It's a style called pit and groove, which means it's really deep, hard, and wide. Usually the pit and groove, you can tell that style because it's several fingers width versus a lot of other petroglyphs that are narrow. The pit and groove, the grooves are very, very wide. So that's about all I have to say about that, but I really love this. I'm excited. I've been wanting to come here for a long time and I finally saw it, so I thought I would share it.
So the petroglyph we just saw was originally placed at the peak of a pass. Now it's called Bernasconi Pass, but there's a bouldery low mountain range right there, and this is one of the lowest saddles there in that pass. So that clearly was a trail at one point, and now it's a road. And there was a lake created where they dammed up the Paris Lake side of that pass, and they put tires on the bottom as the lake floor, and they built a dam. And now it's Paris Lake. It's a recreation area. I believe it's a state park. And in order to make the road that goes from one valley to the next over that pass, they had to pass through this trail that had this petroglyph boulder positioned right there where they wanted to be. So instead of destroy it, they moved it to the side a little bit. So that's what we saw, is it's displaced from its location, which would have been sort of like a sentinel between in the middle of the travel route between valleys, or between, over this pass. So the people that would have lived there most recently are the Koya. The Koya came to the area around 2,500 to 3,000 years ago, and they speak the Takic version of the Uto-Aztecan language. If we're going to be very precise, it's the Uto-Nahuatl, but it's pronounced Nahuatl. And that's the correct. We should work towards moving away from Uto-Aztecan and moving into Uto-Nahuatl, because that's actually correct. So they speak a Uto-Nahuatl language, which most of the original inhabitants of the American Southwest do speak. Different peoples have come in, the Athabascans, there's movement. People from Polynesia to the West Coast, and the humans. I mean, there's lots of different language families, but we're talking about the Uto-Aztecans anyway. So the Koya, they're Uto-Aztecans from the coast, from the west coast of Mexico. So there are people down in Mesoamerica who speak a version of the Takic branch of the Uto-Aztecan language. So these people, the Cahuilla, they came up the coast and up the western side of Mexico, and then settled in the area of California, Southern California, up to the Colorado River border, which would now becomes into Arizona, Lake Koya, which is down at the borderland near what's now the Mexico border. And the Takic language speakers are Los Angeles, San Diego, all the way over to the Colorado River. And just to even draw it out a little more clearly, there's another language group that was near the Koya called the Chemehuevi. So you find the Chemehuevi kind of in the borderland there. Those are Numic Uto-Aztecan speakers. Numic come from the north. They come from the Great Plains area, the northern Paiute, the Shoshone, Kawayasu, Mono, and they speak the Numic branch of the Uto-Aztecan language. Okay, so we can look at the Koya people as having cousins along the coast of West Mexico and down into Mesoamerica. We can look at the Chemehuevi, who are their direct neighbors, and the Southern Paiute, and those people I just mentioned, as coming from the Great Basin area, or the reverse. Okay, but let's just say related. Okay, so up here versus down here. I like these things because I feel like it's important to make a context for who we're looking at. Who are we talking about? There's not just some name of some tribe that happened one time. I mean, these people are alive and they have a history, and this is what the history is. Okay, so this is the version of the language. What else did I want to say about this? Okay, so the Koya, the word Koya, one translation of that means powerful ones. And they're also called Ahi Eke, and that means home of the wind. They're also called Evi Lukaletem. Evi Lukaletem. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And I don't know what it means, but that's a word the people would use to call themselves. Probably not Koya. I think Koya might be of Spanish origin. Not 100% sure about that. So when you go to the Bernasconi Petroglyph site, what you see is a kiosk that they say that the first man and it is said, that's what it says, it is said that some say that this petroglyph represents first man and first woman, and that it is they came together and created the people who went to the four corners of the known universe and migrated. And that's pretty close to the same story most Uto-Aztecans say or tell about what happened to their people. They came, they were created, and then they started migrating, and they migrated. And you can go all over the Southwest and you see migration symbols, and you see the spirals, and you hear the stories, and it's all about moving and moving and moving. Okay, but that's what that story alludes to. But there's something problematic about that story and that version that shows up on the kiosk that I think is really important. And I hope, here's where I ask, if you are of Native descent and you are of these people and you know the correct story, please comment. Please get in touch with me. I would like to be corrected. I would like the record to be corrected on this because it's problematic what is said there. And here's the problem. It says that Tukmet and Tamayowet, that's what's on the kiosk, Tukmet and Tamayowet, were first man and first woman. So elsewhere in this stories, Tukmet and Tamayowet are creator twins, which makes way more sense. And also, Tukmet is not always called Tukmet. Tukmet is called Mukat. Mukat and Tamayowet, creator twins. Creator twins are also something that is common, completely common to every single Uto-Aztecan speaking language person. They have creation stories that involve creator twins. You know what? We're not going to go into creator twins. Actually, you can watch my video about creator twins. I have one, and I will try to put it somewhere in this box for you to watch later. But you can also just Google creator twins, Uto-Aztecan, and you're going to find out what that's about. It's the yin yang of creation. Okay. So in the case of this region, though, the creator twins were brothers, and the extremely short version of it is that one of them, they were competing for who would create the people. And one of them created these horrible, misshapen, and I think this was Tamayowet, if I'm even saying it right. He created like web-like creatures with webbed hands and horrible disfigurement and oozy, gross people. And then Mukat created the fantastic, beautiful people. Exhibit A. and as well, you know, you too would be an exhibit of a beautiful person, okay? Perfectly formed, symmetrical. And these two competed for who should have the correct people. And Mukat won out. And he has a long story that continues. And then Tamayowet, I don't, please forgive my pronunciation. I'm doing my best. But he was kind of banished to the waters and to the muck and to the underworld and, you know, this. So that's the common story. So I don't understand really why the kiosk is talking about first man and first woman. That's not to say that the image does not refer to first man and first woman, okay? In my opinion, that does look like what's happening on the rock. I actually think that the wrong story has been assigned to that rock. I think that somebody came along in the 1950s and didn't know what the heck they were talking about, and they wrote up a kiosk, and that's just what stuck. But that's where I turn to you, because in this forum, that's what this is. Let's set the record straight. I'm doing my best to bring you the information I have, but I hope that you will reach out to somebody who is Koya or who is a native person of the Los Angeles, San Diego, Palm Springs area, and send them this video and say, she wants to know the truth. Please tell us the truth. And I will absolutely broadcast that. I will put that person right here in the channel and we can have a conversation about it. I would love to do that. So this is the best I know, and I'm bringing it to you. You've seen the artifact. Let's talk further. I hope that happens. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And, oh, wait. Okay. Shameless promotion. Why not? I just made this. This is a box. It has it's Huichol bead art. Every little piece of color you see is a tiny glass bead that was pressed into beeswax. This is the little box I made. This is now in my Etsy shop. And you can find that at angelinedp.com, or you can go to theancientsouthwest.com for more content like this and all the links to my stuff and everything. So that's all I got. I hope you have a wonderful day, and may the fire inside you continue to burn brightly. Thanks for watching.